Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, so I've been reading a few articles, Sky Sports, and I was also on Klitschko's Instagram account. And throughout this whole build up for this fight, he's been talking about him being obsessed to beat Anthony Joshua, get the titles back. And that's good that he's saying it. And anybody that's been following me knows that I'm leaning towards Anthony Joshua in this fight. Klitschko's going to be 41 years old. Joshua's 27 years old. And the thing is, when guys get older, and I've heard guys like Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Oscar De La Hoya. I've heard quite a few fighters tell this story before. And, usually when a guy's coming to his last fight or it's one of his last few fights, they start to question themselves do they even want this anymore? Not so much before the fight, but actually during the fight. And I believe there's going to be a moment in this fight where Joshua's going to make Klitschko question, is he really obsessed? And my thing is, I hope Klitschko is obsessed not to just win the titles, but obsessed to throw some punches. And when I'm being honest about it, for me, I don't know for some of you guys, but for me, 41 years old, now I understand his legacy is already in place. He's already going down as one of the best to do it. So it's not that we're even questioning that. The title defenses, the long title reign, he's fought like 7 undefeated fighters during his reign. And then he's fighting another one right now. Now he's about to challenge for a title against another undefeated fighter. So that's all in place. But at 41, there's really nothing else to prove except he's trying to just prove to himself that he can win the titles again. But really, there's really nothing else to prove. Once he starts to get hit with right hands and left hooks, is Vladimir going to question himself, or is he going to push through it? You know what I mean? If he goes down or if he gets hurt or rattled, is he going to question himself? Do I want to be here? Am I really obsessed like I say I am once I start to get hit? It's one thing to train hard, which I know he's doing, to train and for the build up. But once you're in round 3 and you can't control this young beast in front of you and the jab's not there, you're still not, you can't get off the right hand. And when you do get it off, it's really not doing much. And, he's coming with the youth, the power. It's just his time right now. And a few other fighters at heavyweight. It just seems like this new era is coming in. Even when I break it down stylistically, I go back and forth breaking it down style-wise because Vladimir has one of the best jabs I've seen. And when he's really on, he has a good jab, good right hand, a good left hook, lead left hooks, lead right hands. But that's when he's in a rhythm and he's warmed up and he's comfortable. But when he doesn't feel all the way 100% in control, he can be he can stand straight up and be very stiff, and he can probe with his jab at times, and he can try to hold and try to initiate clinches. And I see Joshua coming over the top of any type of, Klitschko extending his arms and trying to hold him out on the outside. I see Joshua coming over the top because he can match him in reach. And on the inside, I think Joshua's going to be physical enough to where he's going to land punches on Klitschko. Once he starts to get hit with right hands, will he be obsessed? Will he still have that same drive to want to push forward and try to win a fight like this? You know what I mean? But a lot of people think, Vladimir Klitschko, if he just, lines up Joshua with a nice right hand or a left hook, that they can take him out of there. And that's possible. That is possible. Nobody's sweeping that under the rug. But I just think that I think Joshua's going to control him with his jab. I think Klitschko's going to be out jabbed. I haven't really, the last time I seen Klitschko look dynamite in a fight was probably the Pulev fight. That's 2014. What he fought Pavek in 2013. Who else did he fight? in 14. Was it Leopi? So he hasn't looked. If for me, he hasn't looked good since 2014. He's been out the ring, so that's what 3 years. He hasn't looked all that great to me, and then he's been out for what when they get in the ring. What was it going to be? 16, 18 months or something like this. So and he's 41. So it's just some people look at it like he needed the rest, but I think more he needs to take a little rest, but not to stay out the ring this long. And even if he has been working out and he's usually in good shape, Klitschko is. So even with that said, though, it's still not a fight. Even if you're getting the world-class sparring, it's still not really a fight. And it's definitely not against Anthony Joshua. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm thinking that well, actually I do know. I'm going with Joshua in the fight, man, but I'm saying I don't know as far as will Klitschko be obsessed after he starts to get hit with these, with hard right hands and hard left hooks. You know what I mean? Or will he just say, you know what? I've already made my mark. I got other business ventures going on and already got businesses in place and making, revenue doing that. I don't even need this no more. You know what I mean? So he's 41 years old. I know the huge Klitschko fans think that I'm, they think I'm not giving him enough credit, and I am, but it's usually the show ends sometime sooner or later, especially when you're fighting the top guys. I'm not saying Klitschko couldn't stay around and beat Edmund Gerber or those type of guys, or stay around and beat a Carlos Takam, but just the top guys, I would favor. I've already said this a million times. I would favor them over Klitschko right now, based on what I've seen from him. Even the Jennings fight. Jennings, although he clearly beat Jennings on points, but Jennings was having some success walking Klitschko down. The right hand really wasn't doing much. There's a lot of things I wish Jennings would do more. He has an 84-inch reach, and he doesn't even use it. He fights more like an inside fighter than a guy that has a long reach. But I thought he should have jabbed with Klitschko and try to dictate the pace instead of just trying to walk him down behind a jab. But Klitschko, he has good, when he, again, when he's punching a combination, he has his rhythm going. He shows why he's one of the best heavyweights to do it. You know what I mean? But it's when he's not feeling as comfortable and he likes to initiate clinches and a lot of other stuff that I think can be exploited with a big guy like Anthony Joshua. You're not going in there with somebody that you have a 3-inch height advantage and, 25-pound weight. It's a totally different story right now. Totally different story. And as stiff as people say Joshua, his fighting stance is, he is a guy that won an Olympic gold medal, man. Now, whether or not, that's a whole different story. People say, oh, I thought he lost to Savan and all these other guys, but he has good technique for a big guy. He's not going to look like a welterweight getting out of the way of punches. And, everybody can't look like Ali pulling back, fluid foot movement. Everybody's not going to look like that. But what he can do is keep a nice tight high guard, slip punches, parry Klitschko's jab and right hands with his jab and right hands. And take the fight to Klitschko. Take the fight to him. So Klitschko's used to, being able to work off his jab. If he can't establish that jab, man, it's like he's going to be naked out there without being able to establish a jab, Klitschko. And you try to turn it and just, put him into a fight and make him react to everything. I don't know. I guess we'll see on fight night, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out.